What's up YouTube, Yu-Gi-Oh! Planet here, showing off my Exodia FTK Dragons deck. Original idea inspired by GHopper85's recipe, and actually only 3 cards in the deck differ. His deck uses 3 Thunder Dragons, mine instead use 2 Royal Magical Libraries, and... what was it? Oh yeah, 1 Into the Void, which I would like to get Pot of Generosity, Pot of Generosity to replace. Okay, perfect. I will. Where should I summon this from? Alright, Royal Magical Library. Summon that up there. Play Toon Table of Contents. And while I'm searching, I think I put this in the. I'm going to put this in the annotations, but if you do not know what certain cards do, you can always feel free to ask me, but it's easier, if you wish, to go to yugioh.wikia.com to get all of your Yu-Gi-Oh! Information needs, including cards, the TV show, manga, and related materials. Love that website. Okay, played 3 spells. He gains 3 counters. I remove 3 counters. Draw an extra card. Perfect. Got the main combo right here. Card of Consonants. He has 1 counter. Draw 2. Search for a Blue Eyes White Dragon. One of the main things I like to do in this deck is if I see clumps together, 2 of the same card, I generally move them and then I shuffle, because clumps in this deck are deadly. You do not want multiples of the same card unless it's stuff like Upstart Goblin. Alright, I'll trade in a Blue Eyes Toon Dragon. He has 2 counters now for 2 spells played. And now I am left with options, but sometimes they're just not that good. Dark World Dealings, draw 1, discard 1. He is at 3 counters. Draw an extra card. Dark World, draw 1, discard 1. Oh, got away from me there. 1 counter, I believe. If I make a misplay with the counters, I'm sorry, because I should be using my die. But, oh, you know what? It's right here. There we go. Super Rejuvenation. That effect will kick in later, so I'm just going to move that over there just so I remember that it's been activated. This guy's at 2 counters. Alright, I'm going to reload 3. Bringing this guy to 3 counters, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove a counter, so when I shuffle in 3, I'll draw the 3 for the reload, and then I'll draw an extra 1 for Royal Magical, so I will have 4 cards in my hand. Yeah, I find that Royal Magical helps this deck a lot, just at least in my case, but it just, it just works so well. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, what do we have here? Into the Void's risky, but usually I save it, but let's just use it. Once again, if you'd like to know why it's risky, please visit yugioh.wikia.com or ask in the comments. I'll activate another Super Rejuvenation. Now, because I have nothing else to play, as you can see, Super Rejuvenation, when you activate it, right, he's at 2 counters, but it doesn't really matter at this point. Super Rejuvenation does a couple cool things. One, in the end phase, you play it, and then, it has a lingering effect, so when the end phase comes around, you count the number of dragons you've discarded to the graveyard this turn. So, there's 1, 2, 3. Only 3. And you get to draw that many. I've played 2 Super Rejuvenations, so I get to draw 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And for those of you who are not familiar with the rules, while you were in your end phase, you are only able to activate quick play spells. So if you want to do the FTK, you gotta use your quick plays. So let's see what we got. Usually what I like to do in this situation, you gotta at least, always have the Exodia pieces, so you can't ditch them with this deck. And you kind of want to hold on to cards like if you're using Hand Destruction. You want to hold on to cards like Debris Dragon and Card of Consonants, because if you do not do the FTK, you'll have it for next turn. So, what I'm going to do is do exactly the opposite of what I just said. I'll play Reload, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, he goes to 3 counters, but since you cannot remove the counters to draw during the end phase, I'm not going to continue adding counters. Unless I, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put him to 3, because he maxes out at 3. Nice. But once again, it really doesn't matter, because if I don't survive, someone's definitely going to destroy that, you know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 cards are loaded. Let's see what we got here. Not terrific, but let's see if we can work with it. I will hand destruction. What do I want to ditch? Let's ditch Royal Magical Library. Actually, no, let's not, because if I might want to keep that for next turn. So let's ditch a Toon Blue Eyes and a card of Consonance, so we can draw 2. Alright, I guess we have another Super Rejuvenation, and since the card ditched with card destruction, the dragon ditched, does not count towards it because it's a different cost, I still only get to draw, I think, yeah, it was 4, because I drew 8. Once again, if that is totally incorrect, I apologize, but I think that sounds right. Okay, now this is the case where you don't get the FTK. I did pretty well today in my tournament, but let's see what we want to hold on to. We obviously need to hold on to Exodia pieces, so let's put those right there. We want to hold on to Blue Eyes and the trade-in. That's 4. And then number 6, number 5 and 6 are going to be Debris Dragon and Card of Consonance. Hold on to those. These guys go to the grave. Put these on top because they are part of the graveyard, and continue. Let's say I took 5,000 damage, just because wacky things do happen during the tournaments, and so I only have one more turn to do this. Debris Dragon card. Oh wait, no, I get to draw because it's a new turn. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do Debris Dragon and Card of Consonance just because I don't. Yeah, see, that's where I made my mistake already, because I got a trade in and I didn't use Whitestone. Okay, trade in this Blue Eyes, draw 2, play Upstart Goblin, give my opponent 1,000, draw 1, give my opponent 1,000, draw 1, and here we have some more cards. So let's play Hand Destruction and get rid of 2 Whitestones of Legend. Draw 2, and that's game. This was not an FTK, but a perfect example of how this deck works. Especially, it's very realistic also, just because you definitely don't always get the FTK. And for those of you who stayed around the whole 8 minutes watching me play solitaire with myself, I do commend you on your patience, because my opponents definitely get impatient sometimes. So, let's see if I can make this video longer. No, I'm just kidding. That's the deck. It's not for sale. I know I should have said that at the beginning, because I know I'm going to get comments about it. But, because, I'm doing well with it. Why would I want to sell it? So, this has been live deck showing. Thank you, GHopper85, for giving me the, well, not really giving me personally the recipe, but for posting the recipe. And, good night. Or good morning. Or good afternoon. Whatever time you're watching this. Bye.